Hello, today we are going to study about lease financing, which is in chapter number 8, Source of Business Finance, class 11 Business Studies. So, what is lease financing and what are the key terms? So, the one who gives you assets on lease is known as lessor. Leaser, whatever you pronounce it, it's the spelling of it is Lessor, lesser, leaser, and the one who takes some asset on lease is known as leasee. So you can remember it as the one who is the giver is Orar, and the one who takes is E, like in the franchise topic we discussed about it: franchisor, franchisee, licensor, licensee. So now leasing means when we don't have enough money, or we are just thinking that it's good to take that thing on lease and don't to buy it. Like living on rent is also a kind of lease that you go to an apartment and you sign a lease agreement that you will stay for here for this time period, and you will pay this amount of money. So it is also lease. What are the merits and demerits of it? So first is, by lease financing we acquire the asset at a lower cost. So like, how can I say, you you wanted a machine of a lakh. For simplicity we are taking a lakh. So for 1 lakh rupees you was desiring to have a machine of 1 lakh rupees, but you said no problem, I'll take it on lease and it will cost me less. So for 20,000 you got the same machine for use. So you acquired the asset at a lower cost. It's first point. Second point is simple documentation. No hectic or complexity in the documentation of it, as you just have to show him some things that you can pay. Here is your ID proof and etc., and you just have to sign a document and that's it. Everything is done. Third is taxable profits, tax saving. So the amount you are paying is tax free. It is an expense, and after deducting it you have to pay tax. You don't have to pay tax on this, so it allows tax saving. Fourth is provides finance without diluting business ownership. So when you issue shares, they dilute your control over the firm. So here you are not diluting the firm, you are taking the asset on lease, and hence no dilution of control. Fifth point is does not affect debt raising capacity. As if you take so much of loan, and the you let's take an example that you had taken 5 loans from 5 companies and you are wanting to have a sixth loan. So when you will go to the sixth company for loan, they will say you have already taken 5 loans, now we are not going to give you any single penny. So he's not going to give you any single penny, as you have already taken so much of loan. So in lease financing, the loan taking capacity of your firm does not get diminished, as you are paying some money for it, and thus it's not a loan. Sixth point is risk of obsolescence is borne by the lessor. So you must have a you must have heard about the term obsolescence. So you bought a machine, and the next month some new machine or some new machine was launched, and thus this machine of yours is now old and is less capable of utilizing the resources, and it it is now old and less effective. So it is borne by the lessor, not you, as you have not purchased the asset, and you can change whenever you want to do. You said, now I can get a better machine at lower cost or at the same cost, so you will go for the better machine. So you can terminate the document or terminate the agreement. So 6 points were there, and now the limitations. First limitation is impose certain restrictions, as you can't alter, modify it. Let's say you took a house on rent or for lease. So the owner said that you can't break the wall and do whatever you want. You can live here, but you can't change things around here. You can't just improve the ceiling by making false ceiling, or you can't just change the marbles from tiles, etc., etc. So there are some types of restrictions which you have to follow. First point. Second point is renewal policy. You have to renew it as the policy gets over. So you have to extend it further and further and further. So it is now a problem, you can say, that now you have to think that, oh, the policy is expiring, now I have to just renew it. Third point is payout obligation may be higher in premature termination. So like when you sign the lease agreement, there may be a term that you have to at least use it for a year or 2 years or for a certain time period, and then you find that this machine is not so good and I don't want to use it any further, and you are not using it for the time specified in the agreement, so you are breaking it, so you have to kind of pay a fine or for breaking the rules, and thus the payout can be expensive. And fifth point is deprives the lessee of the residual value, as a thing you bought, used it for some time, and then it became absolute junk. So you can get some scrap value by the machine which is now no longer usable. So like you sold it to the iron smith and got some cash. You bought a machine of 500, for the sake of simplicity we are taking 100. You bought a machine of 100 and charging 20% depreciation by straight line method. So After 4.5 years, the machine was no longer usable and it was scrap. So the value was 10 rupees. You sold it for 10 rupees. 20, 20, 20 and 20 and 10, 80 and 90. Depreciation is 90, cost was 100. So now the residual value is 10 rupees. So you sold it to someone and got 10 rupees. So when the machine was usable, you are using it, and now the machine is no longer usable, so you sold and got some money. But here the leasee can't do this. He's taking the money on a lease, and thus he'll pay most of the part of the machinery and will not get any residual value, as he also paid 20 20 20 rupees for 4.5 years. He paid 90 rupees but got no residual value. So this is the limitation. In the next video we will study public deposits. So thank you and peace.